Hey everybody, how you doing? It's me, your boy, Joji Plays Minecraft here, back again. Minecraft 1.17 Caves and Cliffs is easily going to be one of the biggest and best updates of all time. The update has been in snapshots since like November now, and there are a bunch of really cool features. Today I thought it would be fun to take a look at 7 of them. Down in the comments below, drop your favorite cave update features so far, and if you don't mind, please, leave a like. Please, they're watching me. Please. I'm scared. Help. In today's video, we're going to take a look at features that are both big and small. The first feature is probably the smallest feature that we'll be taking a look at. So, before 1.17, check this out. The rails would go here, and then they would stop. You wouldn't be able to do anything with rails and water. They just didn't work, they weren't compatible. After 1.17, however, that won't be the case anymore. Now, to be honest, I'm not really sure what you could use this feature for. Maybe you have a better idea than me, but it is possible now. Perhaps even more interesting, if you can manage to get a villager into a minecart, these minecarts can also travel under the water perfectly fine. If you manage to trap something inside of that minecart, eventually, if you're like that, that thing is not going to feel it anymore, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not too sure how often you'll actually be running rail lines under the water, but on the surface, sometimes if you spill water, that water would ruin the rail lines, and now that is no longer the case. Water doesn't affect rail lines at all in any negative way. It won't break them, and actually check this out. You can waterlog them, which is pretty cool. That mechanic is going to work for all types of rails as well, including powered rails, activator rails, everything. Rails, water, you name it, it works. Okay, don't worry, every single feature won't be that small. Feature number 2 kicks off the big ones, Deep Slate. Deep Slate is coming in the Minecraft 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update. This is one of the best block families to be added to the game of all time. I mean, look at this stuff right here. All the way on the far left, we have Deep Slate tiles. Up front, we have Deep Slate. In the back, Deep Slate stone bricks. To the side of that, polished Deep Slate, and then finally, cobbled Deep Slate as well. Deep Slate is a brand new type of stone. Deep Slate, in case you haven't caught the vibe yet, is absolutely amazing. Now, Deep Slate is a brand new type of stone. The stuff will be actually pretty easy to find. All you're gonna have to do is go down really deep in your world. Once you hit about Y0, you'll start seeing Deep Slate in place of stone. The further down you go, the less stone you'll see until eventually you see no stone at all. Deep Slate will replace all stone down below Y0 in your world. That's going to include the ores as well. Alongside all of the really good looking Deep Slate blocks, we'll also be seeing brand new Deep Slate ores. They're the same as normal ores, they just look deeper. In case you weren't impressed somehow, check this out. Deep Slate is going to be one of the biggest block families of all time in Minecraft. Even if you ignore all of the Deep Slate ore types, look at this stuff. We have basically, for every single type, a wall version, a stair version, and a slab version. There's also chiseled Deep Slate, which is terrifying. Well, I don't even know what that is, but terrifying for sure. To be honest, Deep Slate is one of my favorite additions in the 1.70 update so far because the stuff just looks so good. The further you go down in the caves, the darker it gets because Deep Slate is way darker than stone by comparison. You're going to be able to get so much of this stuff so easily, which is such a good thing because every single Deep Slate block, even just like the normal version, the one that would be equivalent to stone, is going to be a really good building block. Oh, and one more amazing thing about Deep Slate, check this out. The normal version right here, just plain old Deep Slate, you can place it like that, or you can rotate it and place it like that too. So it's basically like logs, like you have all of these different rotations. This stuff is so amazing. It's going to be such a good building block. It's so good. All we need is the old name back. Grimstone, I miss you so much. Amethyst geodes and, well, amethyst, the next feature. Now, amethyst geodes and amethysts might actually be more of a game changer than you realize. So think about Minecraft doors, you know, diamond, coal. How do you find them? You go under the ground, you mine somewhere, low or high, you mine it, and then you find them, and then you take them back home. That's that. Minecraft doors have always been the same. I would argue that amethyst is actually a new type of ore. Kind of, in a way. If we think about it like that, the amethyst and really the amethyst geode are actually kind of revolutionary features. For the first time in all of Minecraft's history, you actually need to go to a specific location to get an ore, and that ore, that resource, is actually farmable too. Right now, you'll find amethyst geodes generating randomly under the ground all over the place. Some of these amethyst geodes are connected to caves, like this one right here. Some of them are completely isolated and would be insanely hard to find. Find an amethyst geode, go to it, and then look for the budding amethyst block. That's the cracked amethyst, that thing right there. Now, the budding amethyst block is kind of like a spawner block. If you try and mine it, it's gone. It's done forever, so you have to leave it there. If you'd like to get amethyst, you're going to have to wait around by that budding amethyst block and wait for the amethyst to fully grow up. Once the amethyst cluster fully grows up, mine it with a pickaxe and you'll get 4 amethyst shard every single time. If you want more, you're going to have to grind it out down here in the geodes. Now, amethyst as an item is actually pretty significant. You can use it to craft a couple different things. One of the things that we're going to talk about in just a second. Amethyst, like, without the geode, is pretty cool. Oh, yeah, and then this other really cool feature, listen to this. If you walk on this stuff, it actually plays noise too, and the same exact thing is going to happen when you place it down too. This stuff is amazing. To check out this next feature, you're going to have to grind a little bit, but honestly, not that much. You should be able to get this thing on, like, your second day, maybe your first day if you're really lucky. 2 copper ingots in the crafting table, 1 amethyst shard, just like that, and then boom. There you have the spyglass. The spyglass is a really cool 1.17 feature. It's something that actually people have been requesting be added to the game for, like, a really, really long time. So check this out. If we hold the spyglass and use it, we actually can zoom in and spy on, like, the villagers or the nether portal in the village, suspicious, and other things. We can actually see far away. If you've ever played Minecraft with Optifine, then you're probably pretty familiar with the spyglass because check this out. If we zoom in, hide the HUD, it's literally Optifine zoom, basically. Even if we put that cinematic camera on, we get that slow move too. So yeah, but it definitely is nice to finally see a zooming option built into the game. Still really hoping that the spyglass actually ends up getting more of a function once the update drops, but it's pretty cool. Alright, fair warning right here. If you're not taking a seat, then definitely take a seat, because our next mob is insanely valid. The Axolotl. Minecraft 1.17 is finally introducing literally the best mob of all time into the game. The best mob, hands down right here, the Axolotl. I mean, literally, what's not to love about this thing? Axolotls are going to come in a couple different colors. 5 to be specific. We have the pink one, the yellow one, that one right there, the brown one somewhere, and then the insanely rare blue one. And when I say rare, I mean like insanely rare. I've been spawning a bunch of Axolotls all over the place, and I still haven't seen one. Axolotl are nice, but they're also not nice. If an axolotl sees a glow squid, a normal squid, or any type of fish, it will actually seek that thing out and take it out. Axolotl are actually pretty strong. Guardians are not friends with Axolotl. The Guardian quite literally has the biggest eye in the game, and it can't see anything good about the Axolotl. It's tragic. If the Axolotl's health gets low, it can actually regen its health, which is pretty crazy, and to make things even better, you can breed Axolotl and actually have them follow you too, which is just so sweet. The Axolotl is seriously just so amazing, adorable, it's so cool. Axolotl supremacy. So far, when it comes to 1.17, most of the focus has been on the amazing under-the-ground features, things like dripstone, deep slate, and the caves. Those things are just all so cool. But 1.17 isn't all about the underground, it's also about the above ground. In 1.17, cauldrons are finally getting updated. 1.17 adds a couple new cauldron functionalities, including lava cauldron and powder snow cauldron. Powder snow, this stuff right here, is the brand new Snowier Snow. Alongside Snowier Snow, we have a brand new effect. If you stand inside of this stuff for long enough, you will actually freeze and then take freezing damage. And it's so cool. We have this frosty HUD and then the hards update, and then you start taking damage. It's pretty sweet. To make things even more dangerous, powder snow is basically quicksand. If you walk above it, you'll actually sink down into it. The cauldron is actually one way to farm powder snow. It takes a while, but if you leave a cauldron out in the snow, eventually the cauldron will actually fill up with powder snow. Then you can grab a bucket and take it out of the cauldron. Last but definitely not least, Minecraft 1.17 brings one of the biggest updates to Redstone in literally years, like a long time, maybe since the Observer, the Sculk Sensor. 1.17 brings a brand new, weird, living plant sensing thing to the game. So check this out. This right here is a Sculk Sensor, really unnatural. It's still unclear as to how we're actually going to find these things, but check this out. If I'm not crouching, it can actually sense my vibrations, my movement. And if we have redstone hooked up to this thing, it will actually convert that movement into a redstone signal. This is so crazy. Now, I'm sure you've heard already, but you can actually use Sculk Sensors for wireless redstone. Like literally wireless, like no redstone involved. It's so crazy. The functionalities tied to the stuff are seriously, like, essentially endless here. You can make Sculk Sensor motion-powered doors, Sculk Sensor traps, Sculk Sensor lights, literally anything with a Sculk Sensor, and of course, wireless redstone too, where the Sculk Sensors basically send vibrations back and forth to each other. It's crazy. Like, I mean, literally, check this out. The doors, they're opening and closing, and you can chain these over and over and over again and send a signal from point A to point B without any redstone necessary, no repeaters, nothing like that. The Sculk Sensors. It's Sculk Sensors. That's all I can say. And then, just when you thought you understood everything, you have wall occlusion, which is basically cutting off a Sculk sensor's sensing, which is crazy, and then a Sculk sensor motion counting, basically, with a comparator. So check this out. If we have like a long line of redstone dust, and then we start doing things near the Sculk sensor, maybe place a block, we get all of those lights. Maybe, if we were to walk around over here, we only get one light. Like that, you can literally use comparators to sort out what type of signal the Sculk sensor is detecting. It's crazy. Yeah, the Sculk sensor is definitely the biggest update to Redstone since the addition of the Observer, and maybe the most complex Redstone component too. They're crazy. Literally. If you've been keeping track, then you know it's time. 7 1.17 updates. If you haven't yet, drop your favorite cave update feature down in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I appreciate it. I'm dropping the World Tour tomorrow, Minecraft Guide episode 100. Don't miss it. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. It's been me, your boy, Joji Plays Minecraft. I'll see you next time.